Hey everybody, it's Julie. You are over 75% done. We are starting week 7. You'll notice that there's not a lot of additional readings. The class was front loaded with a lot of assignments to give you technical writing concepts and to prepare you for this hybrid final assignment, the white paper. And last week you looked at discussions with different sample papers. You looked at the can write documents. And so I feel like you now have a really good sense of what you're going to be doing. So take a look at this discussion. And I pushed the draft into week 7. It is not graded, which means technically it's not required. But I recommend it so you can get the feedback that you need. If you do, if you just post a draft, you're going to get a pretty good level of feedback. But if you decide to not post a draft and email me and set up a conference instead, you'll get even more feedback, because then we can take our time. We can do like a 20-minute conference, and I can go over a lot more than I can in like a 5 to 10 minute recording or in some bubble comments. And I can always contextualize that. So just keep that in mind as you work on week 7 content. Resources, sample APA. Remember, the white paper document doesn't have to be double spaced, but the only things that need to be APA are the in-text citations and your references. But reminders of that documentation, it's important because you should be using academic research. And by virtue of using that academic research, the documentation follows. Okay? And of course, the joy of stats. How do we synthesize numbers? Well, how do we gather numbers, and how do we synthesize numbers? I hope this is a good overview for you as you are working on your draft. You've got discussions for the week, just sharing an update on your topics. That should be pretty light, but a place to throw out ideas. I mean, you never know what your classmates are working on that can inspire you, and vice versa. In addition, now we're really working on this executive summary. So go back and look at the notes that I gave you before. The executive summary is going to be on its own page in this white paper document. It's going to be a miniature of the assignment. You'll see my discussions in there for that this week. So hopefully that will help you. And then, of course, finally, the draft. The draft. Again, this is not graded, but this is an opportunity for you to get some feedback. And even if it's an outline, you know, there's value to getting feedback even on that. So I don't care how much you have. I mean, my hope is the more writing you have, the better the better feedback I can give you, and the better off your final grade really is. So reach out to me this week. Again, this is a super quick overview just because there's not a lot of new content to review. You're just sort of knee deep in your research, and I'm here as a resource for you to help you develop the best white paper possible. So reach out if you have questions. I look forward to working with plenty of you during conference this week.